this video, I'm going to show you how you can create or edit a WordPress website menu. So if you're on the WordPress dashboard, you can click on Appearance and then Menus. It's located here on the left-hand side. And then it's going to take you to a page that looks very similar to this one. So it's split up into a couple different sections. On the top, you can select a pre-existing menu. You can see that I have the main menu selected, or I have a footer menu. I don't want to do any of those, or I can create a new menu. I'll create one in just a bit once I show you how this works. So on the left hand side, we'll have where you can add different menu items. So you can add different pages that you have on your site. You can add different posts. You can add different categories. And sometimes some plugins will add different post types to your WordPress installations that they'll appear here, and then you'll be able to add them on the right hand side. On the right side, this is your menu structure. You can either change the name of the menu that's selected, and then you can drag and drop any of the menu items to whatever order you want. So I'm going to show you the front end of my site just so that you can see my existing menu, its home, how it works with the drop down of frequently asked questions. Then I have a pricing portfolio and a blog page. So let's say, for instance, I just want to drag the pricing page all the way to the bottom, and you'll notice that on the bottom here, there are my menu settings. I can add the display location. You'll notice that that the primary menu is selected, and this is just the primary location that your theme has it set up for. Generally, it's on the top. It's where you'll see my menu, and sometimes you'll see websites with kind of a left-hand layout with a menu or with a primary menu on the left-hand side. So yeah, I'm going to save this, and then if I refresh, you'll be able to see that pricing is now at the end. So let's actually create a menu, and then I'm going to give this the name of secondary menu. I've already made this a couple times, so you'll see that it was auto-populated. And before I do that, I want to click on Screen Options, and you want to make sure that all this is selected so that you can play around with different settings once you expand one of the menu items, and I'll show you how that works. So if I click on Pages, I can sort by either most recent, but I want to view all, and then you'll notice that the first item is my front page, and it's built with Elementor. So I'm going to click on that. I also want to click on Blog, Frequently Asked Questions, and maybe how it works. That's all I'm going to add. But I don't want this to say pay by month website designers. It's kind of tacky. That's not what I want on the top of my page. So I'm going to select this, and then I'm going to click on home, right? And then let's just say I wanted to add a custom link here. You can add different links. You can link to external websites. So just for illustration purposes, I'm going to type Google here. The link text is going to be Google, and then I'm going to add this to the menu. If I select this drop down, you'll be able to see different options in which I can configure kind of this tab with. So I can add a title attribute. I don't want to do that. I can either open the link in a new tab, which I think makes sense given that this is an external website, so I can do that. If I wanted to add a CSS class, I can do so here, add relationships or add a description for this. That's all pretty kind of self-explanatory. So I'm going to select this to my primary menu, or I can add auto add pages. So any new page that I create, it'll automatically add to this menu. I don't want to do that. I've never had the use for that. So I'm just going to save the menu. And then if you'll notice, if I refresh the front end, you'll be able to see the new menu that's been reflected. If I click on Google, it'll open in a new tab, just like we had the settings for. And then one last thing I wanted to show you is, say for instance, I wanted to add a privacy policy here. I want to drag this under the frequently asked questions page, the parent page, and then I'm going to click on Save Menu. And if I refresh, you'll be able to see that there's a little arrow next to FAQ, and you'll be able to see privacy policy here. Another thing that you can do with the menus is select different locations. So you don't only have to add it to any of the locations that your theme sets for you. This is what the theme sets kind of for my locations. I can also add it to anywhere on the site where you can add a widget. So I built this custom footer with Elementor, and you'll be able to see that if I select this item, you'll be able to see that this is a menu. I'm going to refresh the page so the changes that we've just made have taken place, and then I can now select this menu, and I can click on secondary menu, which was the menu that we just made. And then you'll be able to see right here on the front end, this is the new menu. I'm going to update it, and then I'm going to refresh, and you'll be able to see that it's been reflected on the front end if I scroll down. Last thing you're going to I'm gonna want to show you is the widgets section. So if you go on appearance and you click on widgets, this is generally where most default themes have where you can edit your footer, right? So it'll look something like this. It won't be exactly the same wording, but it'll look something like footer widget area 1, and it'll be split up into how many sections you set on the theme options. So I have a navigation menu widget. I'm going to drag it under the footer area widget 1. I can give it a title, let's say important links, and then I can select any menu. Let's just say I wanted to add the main menu or the secondary menu here. I'm going to click on save, and it should appear on the footer section of your theme. This one doesn't because I have a custom footer. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you learned something, and we'll catch you in the next one.